So it has been a minute since I've done a video, and I have a little bit of time on my hands, so I thought I'd catch you guys up. Nothing too exciting today, just kind of catch you up on what's going on with the shop and vehicles and things like that. If you follow the channel, first and foremost, you're going to notice a new vehicle in the background. And yes, I did pick up a new vehicle. It's a 2006 Pontiac GTO. And I was really looking for a vehicle. I wanted a manual transmission. I wanted something a little bit newer. And bear in mind, for me, because I'm older, to me newer is like 25 years or newer. I consider that a newer vehicle, so this definitely fits the bill there. I wanted something just that I could have fun with, something that was slightly modified. And I was really considering like maybe an SRT8 Challenger, maybe a 5th generation Camaro. I always consider Corvettes because I do like Corvettes, but I got on the kick of a GTO and thought, well, they didn't make very many of them, from 2004 to 2006. Kind of a neat platform. Started doing some research, and actually a buddy of mine, he spotted this one, sent it to me. I contacted the owner. He was like 3 hours away, and so we started talking a little bit and made him an offer, and we came to an agreement. I just sent a shipper down to pick the car up, and it came here. So I will be talking about this vehicle. I will be doing a video on this vehicle, but this vehicle might not be staying because I have another vehicle that's supposed to be here like in the next couple of days, and it may take its place. So one or the other will end up going. I'm thinking it's going to be this one. I don't know yet, but I'll talk more about that as I get into it. The 40, you can see kind of the front of this 40. The 40 is officially sold. It's just been staying with me here last couple of weeks, but that was kind of an interesting experience because if you guys remember, I traded the 33 Ford for this, and really thinking 40 Ford Coupe, to me, there are just some quintessential hot rods and vehicles that every collector should own, and one of them being like a Model A. You should own a Model A. I think that's a necessity. You should own a Tri-5 Chevy, 55 through 57, and you should own a 40 Ford, whether it be a coupe, a sedan, a four-door sedan, whatever. There's just, to me, it's a beautiful body style. It's heavily sought after. And so when I traded and got this vehicle, I really thought it was going to sell quickly. I honestly thought that it would sell like mid-30s very, very quickly. So I stuck it up for like 38. I got no response. No one was interested. Dropped my price to 36, still nothing, no interest. Dropped down to 33,000 and opened it up to trades, and then I started getting people, and I got a few people that were interested in buying it. A few interesting trades. There were some good trades out there, but just nothing that was just jumping out at me. So I had a guy actually from Texas that we started talking, and he offered me like 20 for the vehicle, and it's like, no way, I cannot sell this car for 20,000. It's just too nice of a vehicle. I'll keep it. Before that, I'll even ship it back to Tennessee if I have to. I'm not letting it go for 20. So he kind of dropped off a little bit. Then I had another guy from the UK who came through and he offered me 25, which I didn't want to go that low. I really, like I said, I thought it was a $35,000 vehicle pretty easily, and I still do. But he offered me 25, said, I got a lot in shipping to get it over there, to get it all registered and legal in my country and that type of thing. So I finally just said, you know what, that's fine. I'll take the 25 for it. He comes back and says, okay, let me check on some shipping, see what I can do there. Obviously, it's very expensive to get a vehicle shipped over to the UK. And he asked me if I can deliver to a shipper, which is anywhere from 2 to 6 hours away, depending on which way I could go. And I'm like, I really don't have the time to do that. I don't have the ability to do that. I'm sorry. So then he starts looking at like, okay, who can I get to come get it? How much is that going to cost me, or what have you? And meanwhile, the guy from Texas comes back and he ups his price to 24. And then he finally comes up and says, hey, I'll do 25. And I said, well, let me give the guy from the UK a couple of days to get his stuff sorted out. If I haven't heard from him by this date at this time, then you can have it. Well, I didn't hear from the UK guy by this day and this time, so I contacted the Texas guy and I said, it's yours. You can have it. 25, you can have it. So we talk on the phone. The guy from Texas says, yep, I'll take it. I want it. This is great. Let me move some money around. I'll get money in your account in another day or two. No problem. A day or two passes. I just kind of get a feeling, sixth sense or whatever. So I contact him and say, hey, is everything okay? Is there a problem? There's an issue. So he said, well, I'll call you in a little bit. So yeah, lo and behold, he calls me, well, tells me I just feel like I'm maybe paying too much for the car. I can't see it. I can't drive it. I can't put my hands on it. you know, I just don't know. And I said, you know, I don't want there to be any concerns. If you're having second thoughts already, let's just not do this. I don't want to do business this way. Even though I'd already pulled the ad, basically said it was his, you know, that type of thing. But I said, forget it. It's fine. Go ahead and walk. So he did. So I ended up letting the UK guy know, hey, you know, deal fell through type thing or whatever. And UK guy calls me and gets a hold of me. We talk. And he's like, okay, let me do a little bit more, but you know, this and that, and let me see what I can do. But you know, right now I'm looking at like $7,000 to get it over here. You know, could you come down from the 25 you originally offered me to 22? I said, no, I can't. Honestly, I don't even really want to let it go for the 25. I think it's worth more than that. So, you know, I'll honor the 25, but no, I'm not going to come down anymore. So he says, well, let me do some more research and see what I can do. And he gets back with me a little bit later and says, well, I saved a couple $100 in shipping and everything like that. You know, I mean, still, that's a long ways away from where we are. And I was like, I'm not going to come down anymore. I'm sorry. So he's like, well, I'll see what else I can do, that type of thing. Meanwhile, there's another guy that had contacted me from here in California. He's about like 5 or 6 hours away. And he had said that he was very interested, very motivated. So I contact him. He's very good. He contacts me right back. I tell him my availability, when I can show the car. He says, okay, I'm going to show up at this day and this time. And, you know, he's talking very positively. Sure enough, he shows up on this day at this time. He walks in, he walks around the car, look under the hood, that type of thing. I hadn't even started at this point, and he tells me, I'm going to take the car. I say, okay, you know, do you want to hear it? Do you want to drive it? Yeah, I still want to hear it and drive it, but I'm going to take the car. So, okay, we take it out for a drive, come back, and I had told him $32,000. He says, I'll take it. Here's a $1,000 deposit. I'm not even going to try to beat you up on the price. I'll take it. Give me a couple of weeks to get my affairs in order, and then I'll come back and I'll pick up the car. And that looks to be like what's going to happen. He contacted me yesterday and said that he was going to bring me the rest of the money and probably be down next week, and then he's going to drive the vehicle back home. So sometimes it pays to wait. It pays to be patient. It pays to, you know, see what happens and pass up all these other things, these other deals that you might want to consider taking. So patience is a good thing, and as long as you kind of know what a vehicle's worth and know that you're reasonable in what you're asking, it's worth waiting around for. And you know, this is a great car. I had the car detailed out. It came out even better than it looked before, and I thought it looked pretty good before. It's a great driving car. It's a great vehicle. Kind of sad to see it go, but as I said before, I have another 40 and I've had that one for a long time. I'm happy to keep it and let this one go. But that's where we stand on that. So I've moved vehicles around. You're also going to notice, probably see the boat there on the other side of the 40. That belongs to a buddy of mine. He wanted to store it here for the winter, so I said sure. You know, I had mentioned before that I was thinking about maybe opening up the shop a little bit if I had some space, and I would rent out spots. So I'm renting that to him for the next 6 months. And the shop is actually kind of full right now, especially if the Nova gets finished and it comes back over, which I am going to sell the Nova. It's just taken forever. It's just been one thing after another with that car, and I'm very ready to get rid of it. I'm sure everything's going to be kind of sorted out. It's going to be very little to do once somebody gets it. But yeah, that car has just not been good luck for me, so I'm ready to let that one go. And then, as I said, another vehicle is going to be coming in. So like I said, I will do a video on this one. I'm not going to do it today, but I will do a video on this one. This is a cool car. It's a cool build. It is fast. It is not stock. It's had some things done to it, so I will talk about that in the next video. And then by then the other car should be here, and I can kind of talk about it too, and you know, what I'm thinking about, which one I'm deciding to keep, and which one I'm going to get rid of, that type of thing. So anyway, like I said, it was just a quick catch-up video, nothing too exciting this time around, but next time we'll do some driving and rip through a few gears, because the two new vehicles, including this one, are manual transmissions, which is something that I think I said I wanted. I think I said it earlier in the video, but yeah, manual transmission is always fun. So as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. My Instagram will be in the description below, and yeah, I think that's about it for the moment. So guys, as always, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being there. I appreciate you hanging in, and yeah, God bless. Take care. Have an absolutely amazing day.